The race between two Democrats vying for the state's open Senate seat has been spicy for a while. But when Democratic nominee Peggy Flanagan accused a super PAC for Angie Craig of using an AI deepfake in a recent political ad, well, that turned up the heat. I waded into this a little bit last night, but you had a lot more questions that we needed to get answers to. Here's Kent.
Before running for Senate,
if you've seen this ad attacking Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan and thought something seems off, Flanagan wanted to leave no doubt, posting online, "My opponent's super PAC is using an AI deepfake of me to mislead voters." The ad comes from a super PAC called North Star Dawn, which supports Angie Craig but is not affiliated with her campaign. They appear to have taken an actual photo of Flanagan that you can find easily online, but manipulated and animated it to make it appear as though she's putting her hand out as if to accept money. And PAC spokesperson Jared Kurtz disputes that it constitutes a deepfake, saying in a statement her allegations are baseless and will continue to follow every federal and state law. Speaking of that, Minnesota does have a state law making it illegal to use deepfakes in political ads, but it technically doesn't apply right now, only 90 days before a nominating convention, which just passed, and after voting has started for the primary, which it hasn't. And even if it had, the deepfake would have to be, quote, so realistic that a reasonable person would believe it depicts speech or conduct of an individual who did not in fact engage in such speech or conduct.
It seemed like an exaggerated or at minimum an out of context kind of image to start with. The content that went with it was clearly exaggerated as well. It was meant to be. Attack ads often are.
Al Tompkins is an AI scholar who says despite laws in Minnesota and many other states, AI ads have already been dominating the campaign season across the country.
I believe that between now and the November election, you're going to see a lot more of this kind of thing. If there is going to be regulation around this, and I'm not sure there's going to be, but if there is going to be regulation around this, I don't see any way to do anything meaningful unless it's on a federal level.
And even then, he says the bar for political ads has always been extremely low.
The thing about political speech in America is there is no requirement that you be right. There's no requirement even that you be truthful. It's not against the law in the United States to say something untruthful about a political candidate.
Now, again, the ad itself did not come from Congresswoman Angie Craig's campaign, and they aren't allowed to coordinate with PACs. But a spokesperson for the campaign added that she does not support the use of AI in political ads and points out that she co-sponsored legislation that would prohibit deepfakes on the federal level. Jana.
Absolutely is true, but it goes to this whole idea of who does a voter trust? And I don't know if you and Al from the Poynter Institute talked about when people know that AI is being used by a PAC or another PAC here, both parties. When do we get to that threshold where people just don't believe anything anymore?
Well, that's what he said is the real worry here. It's not really about one ad or another one or how believable something is on a one-off basis. It's about when you look at the whole thing, is anyone going to believe anything they see, especially when it comes to advertisements? And maybe we're already there.
So uplifting, as always. As politics can be. Thank you so much, Kent. We'll be right back.